Okay, having a bad hair day, so we're wearing a cap today. Yeah, so I've done the unboxing, ranted a little bit about the whole situation that I've found myself in. Um, Obviously, slightly DJI's fault because of their poor release or launch of this product. But yeah, anyways, I've been testing the camera. In this video, I'll be showing you some footages that I took with just the DJI Pocket 4P. And then in another video, I'll be talking about some differences that I have found between the Luna Ultra and the Pocket 4P. Um, for reference, I am filming on the Pocket 4P in 4K 24 frames per second with the movie filter on in standard profile. I will in another video, in the second video with a comparison between the Luna Ultra, I'll be putting in some of the iLog footages, zoom footages, time-lapse footages, slow-mo footages, so that you can have a comparison of that. But in this video, this is just me putting in like my initial thoughts on the Pocket 4P after my first testing, okay? So let's start it off. Right, so it started raining. I'm testing out the DJI Osmo Pocket 4P, and I was testing out the barrel shot that the Luna Ultra can do as well. Main difference that I found is that you can't zoom in or out while on the barrel shot. On the DJI, it's called the spin shot. On the Luna Ultra, it's called the barrel shot. When I did the test on the Luna Ultra, I can zoom in and out, and I'll put in the clip here so you can see. The DJI does not allow that. Even if you set up your joystick to be in the zoom mode before you enter the spin shot, once you're in the spin shot, your joystick can only be used as a to pan and tilt the camera, not for zooming. Disappointed. I do like the cinematic profile on the DJI more than the Luna Ultra. I always use it on the Luna Ultra. I'm using it now on the DJI. It is on 100% intensity. And you are listening to the Mic Mini 2 audio, and this is without noise cancellation. Yeah, so that's a little disappointing. That one of the things that I was excited about with the Luna Ultra was being able to zoom in and out while you were in the barrel shot, because I thought that was a really cool sort of like shot that you can take. I don't know how often I'm going to use that, if I'm being honest, because that's not really the type of vlog that I do, but it's good to know that it's there if you did need it. I'm disappointed that DJI doesn't allow zooming while in the spin shot. And also, just as I expected, when you zoom in and out to the maximum and it transfers from if it transfers from the 1x to the 3x, there is a definite jump between the lenses, which is probably not something that can be fixed because it is a hardware issue. But I am liking the color on the DJI. But the gimbal seems to be quite sensitive because I am only zooming out, and what it's doing is it's also sort of like panning when that's not what I intended to do. You're also probably thinking, why shouldn't you talking about D-Log and D-Log 2? Because those are the biggest features. Because I don't care. I don't like color grading. I said this in the Insta360 as well. I don't really care about the iLog. I don't care about the D-Log or D-Log 2, because I'm very likely going to be using one of the filters to color grade my video as opposed to doing it in post. Okay, so now this is the microphone with noise cancelling, and I'm trying to there is a little bit of a jerk when you move from 1x to 3x, similar to the Luna Ultra. What I do like about this is that you can control the speed of the zoom and the speed of the pan. So you can go very slow in panning. I've set this to the slowest level, so it's a little bit more, I guess, slow and cinematic as opposed to a quick panning and tilting. There's no jerky movements. You're not going to get dizzy as you see the change happen. I have to say I do enjoy the colors on this one a little bit more than the Luna. This makes me feel, or makes me think about, you know, here I am again with the cinematic word, but it does feel more filmic than when I was using the Luna. And I was also using the Luna filters in 100% intensity. You can see here with the colors of the leaves that it has actually better, warmer colors, which is my preference. Now, I'm not just trying to say that to make myself feel better about this purchase, but it does, to me, look better. I always found the Insta360 to have a bit more of an artificial look. It's all very highly sharpened even when you make those changes, because at least with the DJI, you can actually change the texture and the noise. I don't even need to reduce the intensity of the filters for the DJI ones because this is my preference, and it doesn't really look too artificial, at least to my eyes. I've got this camera set to auto exposure. I think the highest ISO is 1600. And I'm just doing a quick zoom here of the Crown Casino. I love the way the clouds are and the blue of the sky is. So there you go. Yep. Yeah, I've got glamour on just because I look horrible. So I needed to get that on, but nothing else. And I'm shooting on normal 10-bit with the cinematic filter. Like I said earlier, I'm not really interested in the D-Log 2 or the normal D-Log. It's not really something I care about, and likely not something that I would use on this camera, which I suppose is going to disappoint a lot of people, but you're going to be like, but that's the whole point of that camera. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like, how nice is that? So this is the slow-mo mode of the DJI Pocket 4P, and this is in the highest frame rate. So I'm shooting this in 4K 240 frames per second, and then slowed down 10 times because I am actually, the output of this video is going to be 24 frames per second. So 240 divided by 24 is 10. Okay, so 10 times slower, which honestly, I don't know if I'm ever going to use it to that extent because it's just a little too slow for me. I think 5x is enough. There might be some instances where this might be useful, but they're probably going to be too rare, I guess. So yeah, just showing you that this is what it's capable of doing. One good thing about this is that it actually allows you to cancel recording if you make a mistake, which isn't available on the Luna Ultra, which is a surprise to me because Insta360 was the originators of that idea. There's definitely more dynamic range on the DJI. I can definitely see more details on the Westfield Tower. Right, I thought I'd come here today because, well, it's a beautiful view. It's a little bit too bad that the sun has actually already set. Would have been nice to actually see it from like the setting time, but yeah, it's all just gone down over there. And from here you can actually see the planes that are taking off or landing at the Sydney airport. I also thought that this would be a good location to try and use the frame tap so that it could track me. This is still like the regular video, not the low light video. So that there is Anzac Bridge. Okay. This might be a good place to actually do a little bit of tracking test. I'm a little bit scared of the setup because I've just got the camera on a mini tripod and the other side of where it's hanging is the water. But I thought this would be a good spot. You can probably hear the airplane go off. I don't know. I think my noise canceling is on. But I really love this space. It's very nice, especially during the winter when it's cool and you can feel the wind against your skin. I am happy to note that it is following me. The microphone is working well, even though both the microphone and the frame tap are connected to the camera. I was a little bit scared that, you know how it used to be when the DJI Nano first came out, and if you had a microphone connected to the Nano and then you remove it from the Vision dock, you couldn't see a preview of what you were filming. Frame tap still captures me pretty well. Yep. And I can, yeah. So yeah, the setting for this is still the regular video mode, and it is ISO 1600 total, maximum. So there we go. Okay, now so I've just changed that to the low light mode, low light video, and this is what it looks like. It is currently 5:23 p.m. winter, and so the sun has already set. It doesn't really look that much different from the video earlier. A little bit brighter, I would say, but otherwise still okay. Also glad to note that you can film 4K 24 frames per second even in low light mode. I think before um, some of the DJI cameras were limited to 30 frames per second, or was it 25 frames per second? The other thing, because it's low light mode, it doesn't really allow me to use any of the filters. Yes, the only options that are available when you're on low light mode is like the focus breathing, it's just the exposure, the white balance, the glamour effects, and the focus, uh, not compensation. I forgot what the term is, but it's in continuous focus. So, and it's not tracking me. There we go. It can still track while it's on low light mode. Okay, so this here is another slow-mo version, but this is only in 5x. So this is what it looks like. This I feel is a little bit more useful for me personally for what I do or the kind of videos that I make instead of the 240. So that's what that looks like. It's on 1x. Um, in the next video, I'll tell you something that I've discovered when you're on 3x. But anyways, this is 4K, 120 frames per second, slowed down 5 times to make it to 24 frames per second. And here we have the motion time lapse from left to right. I thought this was pretty cool. I don't know about you guys. Well, since we're out here in the dark, I thought this would be a good time to actually check the fill light that came with the vlog combo. So this is it in the medium tone at the lowest setting. That's the second, and then that is the highest setting. It's quite bright actually. And then you've got the cool setting and the warm setting. And this is like the medium tone, I guess. Right, so those were some of the testings that I've done with the DJI Pocket 4P. Now, in that last clip, when I was showing you guys the fill light, I think it was dimming because I had my ISO on auto with a maximum of 1600. So when I was changing between the lowest to the highest intensity of the light, it was looking like it's the same because the camera was adjusting based on the ISO that was available for that light. But it definitely can be a really bright one. So just be careful when you're using that so it doesn't look too artificial. I don't know how often I'm going to be doing that or be using it, but it is good to have. Right, so I'm gonna end this video here. Stay tuned for the next one because the next one is more of a comparison between the Luna Ultra and the Pocket 4P.